Today, I want to talk about a topic that is not nearly as popular today, unfortunately, as it once was in our culture, in our church culture in particular, and that's the topic of intercession. When we intercede on behalf of somebody, what we're doing is we're going on behalf of their interest and acting as an intermediary, whether that's in a court situation. It could be in a myriad of ways in which we intercede on behalf of another individual. But the most common that we think about is interceding on behalf of others in prayer before God. And it's something that the Apostle Paul commands in Timothy. He says, I urge them, first of all, that petitions, prayers, intercession, and thanksgiving be made for all people, for kings, and for those in authority, that we may live a peaceful and quiet lives in all godliness and holiness. This is good and pleases God, our Savior, who wants all people to be saved and come to a knowledge of the truth. You know, when I was growing up, I heard that Jesus wanted all people to come to the knowledge of the truth, but I never heard it in the context that it's placed in. It's placed in the context of intercession, of praying for other people. Now, I just think this is so powerful because when you really think about it, we don't often think about this issue because we're so fixated on the idea of free will. We say, well, people have a free will, so what good is it for me to pray if they're actively resisting God in the first place? And I have the answer for you. You want to know what it is? It's simple. God is a great fisherman and he has the best bait anywhere. It's no mistake that he chose fishermen for apostles because he's a great fisherman himself. And when Jesus called his apostles, he said, I'm going to teach you how to fish for men. It's so sad today that we've given up on this whole idea. And so we've turned instead, more often than not, to the political process as a way of getting things done. And yet, I think God's calling us to learn how to be good fishermen and fisherwomen once again, and learn how to pray for people, and learn to let God touch us and touch their hearts through our prayers. And too often we think that prayer isn't doing anything, when sometimes just praying for people honestly and sincerely and with all of our hearts can do so much more than we can ever imagine. But yet we've allowed the enemy to make us believe that we haven't really done something until we do something other than pray. And sometimes prayer is the best thing we can do. So I'm not saying that we shouldn't do other things too. But what I want us to realize is this. God has such good faith that if we will invest in that power of intercession, we're going to begin to discover that God can knock down a lot of walls and things and a lot of barriers that the political process will never be able to do. Have a great day and God bless.